Alright, how's it going, Planet Poke subscribers? And this is CaMoZoR here. I am a new director on Planet Poke. I will be posting Wi-Fi battles here. I hope you guys will enjoy today's match, and I hope you guys won't judge me too much because it is my first time posting. But today I'll be bringing you guys a standard NU Wi-Fi battle that I had today for somebody on the Smogum Battle Finder that goes by the name of Dugtown, and his trainer ID's name is Mitch. But like I said, I hope you guys enjoy the match, and we aren't going to waste any time. We're going to go ahead and jump straight into this match. So hope you guys enjoy. Okay, so you are challenged by Mitch. So I'm going to lead off my Ludicolo as he goes and leads off with his Baratheon, his Piloswine. So he's going to withdraw his Piloswine, and he's going to go into his Noctowl to get his flying type advantage over me. But I'm going to go for the Rain Dance and go for the Rain Dance to try and get my Swift Swim ability up so I can go for the Ice Beam on his Noctowl. And I'm pretty much expecting that to do a bunch, even though I knew it was going to do at least a little less than half probably because it's not stab, but it does a pretty good chunk with the crit, so that's good. And he uses Whirlwind to drag out my Gardevoir. My Gardevoir is going to trace his Insomnia, and he's going to go continue on with his Noctowl. Now pretty much I guess he's going to fodder off his Noctowl here because he doesn't think he can do anything else with it, and he knows it's not going to be that useful this battle. So he's going to go in his own Gardevoir, and pretty much here's where I find out that this Gardevoir is scarfed. No. Here's not where I don't find out here, but he's gonna go for the Signal Beam and take out my Ludicolo right now, and it's gonna be a crit. Don't know if the crit would have mattered. Probably not because I don't know. I can't really judge that. But I actually lose my Ludicolo pretty early, which is pretty bad because I do like my Ludicolo. So I'm gonna go for the Sucker Punch, predicting him to go for an attack, but he actually does switch out to his War Turtle, which is not good for me. So I am gonna switch on to my Herpaderp, my Executor, as he goes for the Scald and it's not going to burn me or do anything, so he's going to switch out knowing that I completely wall him, and he's going to go into the Leafeon as I take this opportunity to set up a sub. Now pretty much here, he's going to set up a sub as I go for the Psychic, I believe. Yes, I go for the Psychic, and I am going to break his sub because Leafeon is pretty physically bulky, but special defensively bulky not so much. So he's going to go for the Leaf Blade as it doesn't break my sub because one Leaf Blade, as you will see, does not break my sub definitely because I resist it pretty well, and I am pretty bulky as an Executor. So I am going to pretty much get him down to yellow range of health, and he's going to go for a Leaf Blade just to break my sub, and he does break it. I mean, it should break it after 2 Leaf Blades, so I'm not surprising to me. But I'm going to go for the Psychic on him and take out his Leafeon, so that is one less threat down the drain. So there's one more threat down the drain, excuse me. So I'm going to go for the Protect as he sends out his Piloswine just to scout what he's going to do. But he goes for Stealth Rocks, which are pretty much going to cripple a lot of things on my team. So I'm going to go into my No Love, my Glaceon, and see what he's going to do. Is he going to go for the Ice Guard? He goes for the Ice Shard as I resist it with Glaceon, so that is pretty good. And he's going to withdraw his Baratheon and go into his Meteora, his Coughing, which I haven't seen before. So right now I'm going to go for the Wish, take the opportunity to go for it. And this is a critical play on my part because if I hadn't done that now, I wouldn't have been able to pass that Wish on. And that Will-O-Wisp is also pretty good that it missed because that would have crippled my Herpaderp, which I would have, as you'll see later in the match, I really would have needed. So two things that were critical, I can say, were that miss of the Will-O-Wisp and that Wish, because as you'll see later on, it was really critical in me like playing really well and being able to win this match. So as you'll see, that was something critical. But I'm gonna go and take out his Meteora with a critical hit from a Psychic. Not sure if it would have mattered. I'm pretty sure it would have mattered because Coughing is a pretty bulky Pokemon, so I'm pretty sure it would have mattered. But he goes into his Gardevoir. I'm gonna Protect just to scout what he's gonna do, but I'm pretty sure I can assume that he's gonna go for the Signal Beam, which he does. So he is going to switch out, predicting me to switch out. And this is a really good play on his part, if I remember correctly, because as I switch out into my Golem, he switches out into his War Turtle. Now here, I'm pretty much expecting. Actually, no. I'm thinking of a later turn. But he goes for the Yawn as I go for the Earthquake, and that Earthquake is gonna do a decent chunk, but he does have the Eviolite, so it's not gonna do enough. So I'm gonna switch into my Garbodor as he goes for the Yawn again. I guess predicting the switch because he knows I'm not gonna want to stay in and take a Water type Scald, which will do 4 times damage. So he's gonna switch out and put my I'm gonna stay in and go for the Rock Blast, and it's gonna do little to nothing against this Piloswine because Piloswine is pretty bulky and it resists it. So that is pretty bad for me as I he puts my Garbodor to sleep with the yawn. So I'm gonna go back into my Glaceon, my no love, and the stones are really killing me here. These rocks are really weakening my Glaceon. They're really weakening it and taking out a good bit of HP since it's super effective against it. So I'm gonna go back into my Golem, expecting to be able to do something against it. I'm gonna go for Rock Blast, and once again, since these Piloswines are pretty bulky, it isn't gonna do anything even from a stab. Rock Blast from a Golem, and he is gonna go for the Earthquake on me. If I do remember correctly, that should be able to get me down to red range, which he does. And he goes for the Ice Shard on me to try and finish me off, and the Ice Shard will be enough to finish me off, unfortunately. So I am in a pretty bad position, but I am going to go into my Gardevoir, trace his thick fat, which could be helpful to me later in the battle, and he's going to go back into his Wartortle. Now here I made a pretty good play. I go for the Trick, which is just going to horribly cripple his Wartortle, because it's going to take away his Eviolite, and that's just pretty much what makes him strong and makes him really bulky. And it's going to give him my Choice Scarf, which even if I didn't kill him, he'd only be able to use one move, so he wouldn't be able to spin off any hazards I put in, unless he devoted himself to doing that, in which case he wouldn't be able to Scald. So that's good on my part. He goes for the Signal Beam with his Gardevoir as I go for the Shadow Ball. Just doing some damage scouting. We do about the same damage with our attacks, and he goes for the Signal Beam again, locking himself into that. And from here I can pretty much determine that he is Scarfed, because as I go into my Garbodor, I do believe he is going to switch out here, knowing that poison resist bugs, excuse me. So he is going to go into his Braithion, his Piloswine, to like try and scare out my Garbodor, and I'm going to go into my Herpaderpa, my Executor, I think, predicting that. And this is where the battle really gets intense. My Harvest ability keeps saving me, and I keep being able to harvest my berries, and he gets a crit off me, unfortunately, but it won't matter in the end because my Citrus Berry will save me, and I will get the opportunity to set up a sub, so I'll have enough health. And my Harvest does save me, and I do get another Citrus Berry. And my Harvest does that about 1,000,000 times this battle, which is why I love Harvest Executor, because it's such an amazing Pokemon. The ability is great, and it just overall it's amazing. I love it. So I'm gonna go for the Psychic on his Piloswine, and it does a pretty good amount of damage. And with the Harvest, I do get another Citrus Berry, which gets me back to really good health. And I'm gonna go for the Psychic, hopefully attempting to take out his Braithion, his Piloswine, and I do get the KO. So that is good. And pretty much he goes into his last Pokemon, I believe, his Gardevoir, and I'm gonna switch out into Garbodor, predicting the Signal Beam from to lock himself into the Signal Beam. And I'm hoping he does that, and he does. So I can pretty much just stay in my Garbodor on his Gardevoir, since his Gardevoir can't do anything else against me, and I can use my Garbodor to take him out. So I'm gonna just keep staying in with my Garbodor, obviously, and hoping that I wake up. Leftovers is restoring about half as much HP as I'm losing from Signal Beam. So I'm gonna wake up, hit him with a Rock Blast, and it gets 2 hits, doesn't do too much, but I'm assuming another Rock Blast should do the trick, as 2 hits will do about as much as it did this time. So 2 or more hits is all I need, and Rock Blast gives you a guaranteed 2 hits, so that is good. So that is going to be the game, I believe. Good game, Dugtown. It was a fun one. I hope you guys enjoyed this battle, and stay tuned for more. Peace out, guys.